there's only potentially 3 more of these to do all year. Potentially, isn't it? What's the name? Well, good afternoon. I promised it would be a 1 o'clock start, and it is going to be a 1 o'clock start. Our athletes here, I mean, what a great start for the second press conference for the Diamond League final here in Zurich. I'm Colin Jackson, and I'll be hosting all the press conferences this afternoon. And we're starting with Olympic champions. We do not get any better than this, guys. This is absolutely fantastic. You know all these faces very well. Noah, Julien, and of course, Letsile. If you don't mind, gentlemen, I will start with ladies first, because being a Brit, I kind of have that kind of etiquette in that sense. So yesterday, Julien, they all said to me, oh, you know, you've got your questions set out here. You're going to stick to your questions, or are we going to work organically? So I went, it's up to you. And they said to me, oh, let's do it organically. So guess what? We're doing the same thing again today, right? So first thing is, we'll go in and we'll say, first of all, for you, fantastic that you're here. We're at the Diamond League final. You had an awesome start of the year. And then you frightened us a little bit, because there was a little bit of injury scares. And we're thinking, please, no, we need the Olympic champion to have a flawless season. How are you now?
I'm good. I'm pretty healthy. I can't complain. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty healthy.
And that's a good place to be.
Yeah, it's a great place. I mean, all praise to the Most High that I'm here and pretty healthy.
Absolutely. And I'll be popping out in a little bit to watch you do some training as well, because I know you'll be going straight out there just to get those legs turning over. I mean, being the Olympic champion, first of all, it was a busy old season last year, of course. And it wasn't just athletically busy, but personally. When you're the first person in St. Lucia to achieve it, you achieved, there was a lot of stuff that has to be done as well. Everybody's so surprised that you managed to handle that so beautifully well and still come out flying this season. So tell us, how did you manage it and do what you're doing?
I mean, going back home, first of all, was nothing short of amazing, being on Ireland and being celebrated by my people of St. Lucia. You know, but I have a great team around me that kept me grounded, and I had to realize that it's only one championship and there's more that I want. So I have to realize I can't get comfortable, because there's always somebody coming. And I know that I'm only now just starting off my career as a professional, and I had to continue working hard, continue making sacrifices to get what I want. So I just stuck to that.
Yeah, and Letsile, for you, I guess it's something pretty similar in that sense. Arriving back home in Botswana, there was a lot of excitement for you, and then, of course, you have to return the following year and try and back it up. So you've experienced a very similar thing to Julien.
Yeah, we did experience the similar thing. The reception was really amazing, and at some point I thought, like, okay, if this is something that's going to happen every year, then I need to stay at the top there.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, and expectation is huge. And I think for you, Noah, yourself, I mean, battling to get into the US team, even if you're Olympic champion and world champion, you still got to battle. It's never flawless. It's never easy for you.
No, it's a second world championships for sure. Being a part of Team USA, you know, I was there watching the 100-meter final. And I'm like, ooh, wow. I would have third if I ran the time I did last year to win the Olympic championship, Olympic championships. If I ran the same time that year, so I'm like, wow, yeah, this is a hard team, hardest team to make for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And so with that in mind, there's never, ever, ever from anybody a genuine, I don't want to say take it for granted that you're going to make teams in that sense. It's never easy. You cannot take it for granted. We've got great athletes missing out.
Yeah, I mean, having a bye is the only way to say I'm guaranteed, and those are hard to get. So every time you go up for another team, you can't take it for granted. Nothing's guaranteed, nothing's given, everything's taken.
Julien, for you, for example, now, you've had a cracking 100-meter start in that sense, 10.7s literally on a regular basis. Even when I was a competing athlete myself, as a hurdler, I would struggle to run 10s consistently. But you are the world leader for 200 in that sense. So how does that make you feel? Do you feel kind of like, okay, the 200 could be my event this year? Because it's still going to be tough.
I mean, like, anything you want in life never comes easy, but I'm just taking one day at a time, one race at a time. I'm not thinking about world champs yet. I do have this race tomorrow, God's willing, to think about. And then whenever that's done, I'll think about World Championships and then the 100 and 200.
Okay, I'm going to just push you a little bit on that now. In a sense, when you think of the women's 200 meters, for example, there are so many champions in that field that you're up against, world champions, Olympic champions, you're the world lead, you're yourself an Olympic champion. Come a semi-final, is that slightly more stressful than actually the final itself?
You know, I can't say for sure. I know last year the semi-final in the 100 was very stressful. I cannot think about the 200. That's not something I think about. I know no one has spoken about me accepting the 200.
Anytime. Anytime.
But I'm not really thinking about the 200. I just want to have fun when it comes to the 200 and just not really think so much of it as compared to the 100, where I think it's, you know, my baby event and I really want to just ensure I'm, you know, executing.
Do you know, I started to smile there because there'll be some 200-meter runners who go in, I can't believe she's just joking and messing about. I'm not taking it that serious in that sense. But it is a good place to be, that is for sure. Letsile, for you, your last competition was in the big league in Botswana, 100 meters. How did that go for you in that sense, having to go home and then to come back here for the Diamond League final?
I mean, we argued before I went for that race because it wasn't on our plan. It just came up and popped up, and I was like, okay, if I'm to do this, then it means now we have to cancel because we're hoping we're going to double here. If you do that one, then it means we cancel this one. So that's how it came about. And coming back from a refreshed mind, refreshed body, it means a lot to me. It means now you can start thinking straightforward coming into the competition.
Yeah. Noah, for you, you've had I want to describe a steady build for the year in relative terms, right? Right? Steady.
Give or take.
Yeah, steady, right? I had a conversation with a Formula One driver, Charles Leclerc, before the Monaco Grand Prix, Diamond League. Yeah. And Charles said to me, he said, oh, Colin, how is Noah? And I went, I don't know. I said, I don't know. I mean, he goes, can he go sub 20? I said, I don't know. We're going to find out tomorrow, I guess, when I saw him. And so because he turned up, he was there watching, and you went sub 20. You must have been pretty pleased with that, because it was a tough competition with the man not too far away.
Yeah, I knew going into the race that it was going to be hot and heavy, regardless of, you know, what shape I was in. I wanted to give, you know, of course, my best effort, but I was going in with the mindset of I got to give everything I have from the get-go. You know, it's not going to be like my normal preseason meets where, you know, I come in with maybe like a 19.9 or even like a 20 flat, 20.1. It's like, hey, you know, we got to execute at a higher level than we're probably used to for a first-year competition. But, I mean, gosh, I love a challenge.
Yeah, you sure did. I mean, I say, if we go back to the beginnings, when I say you had a kind of steadier start, I mean, April time, there you are, running 400 meters, going, you know, 45. You must have been thinking to yourself, oh, I don't think I'm going to do this much. I mean, bring back that 200-meter mark at 100. But it's all part of the process, right? Because the championships is pretty late in relative terms.
Yeah, I mean, the reason that I kind of did the 400 was, to be honest, based off of, you know, Olympic depression, really. I was just it was so hard to come back to the 100 and the 200 and being like, okay, here I come back to a track meet where it's like, I don't know what competition people are going to give. It's not nearly the stadium that I was just at the last time I ran the event, nor do I know. Everybody usually is like, oh, well, I'm just coming into shape. I'm not really a fan of that type of mentality. I'm really more of a fan of, hey, you know, if I'm here on the track, I'm giving my all. You know, that's the type of mindset that not only I expect from myself, but I would hope from everybody who shows up every day.
Listen, for you, I mean, the 400 meters is nothing that's too fearful, because it seems any sprint event you step into, 1, 2, 3, or 4, you look very comfortable.
I appreciate you for saying that.
Yeah.
Apparently, I got a great poker face.
Yeah. It's your stride length goes from beautiful to nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Whilst you're doing that let's say, you just seem to have that full control over the whole sprint distance. I mean, is that something that you've had from the beginnings of your career right the way through? You've had that capability, or is it something you've actually worked on?
It's something that we have worked on, because the main problem was if we are to stick to only 2 events, then it means there's no room for improvement going forward. So us doing all the event, it meant now the body it knows it can do the longer distance, the shorter distance. So it's still confused on which is which. So as time goes on, as we're getting old, then that's when we'll stick to 2 events only.
One of the things I love about this new generation of sprinters, and women as well, Julien, is that you're not fearful of going head-to-heads. You know, in the past, there was a lot of time when people would just avoid people, you know, and just for the major championships. You guys always were happy to just dive in. Whoever's there, I'm taking on the challenge. For us as a fan, that's brilliant. I mean, for you guys, do you ever think about, oh, I regret taking that one? I should have just taken a little bit of a break. I saw Julien and go, hell no, I'm going in.
Yeah, I mean, for me, whenever my coach feel like I'm ready to get out there, and he always says to me, he will never put me on a line if I'm not ready to compete. So I know that whenever I'm there, you know, I'm always ready to compete and not scared of anybody.
I like it. Noah?
I'd say that the only races that have really like given me probably that fear factor has been the 60s. And I think that was the reason that my coach put me into more of them over the last 2 years, knowing that my greatest competitions are very good starters and accelerators, that I need to surround myself around their strengths so I can know when the time comes, I'll be able to hang, I'll be able to keep, you know, in pockets length and be able to, you know, see my gift, which is, you know, topping and finishing at the end of a race in the summer months.
Yeah, and Letsile, for you, the same. I mean, you come over representing Africa, Botswana so well against the Americans, against the Caribbeans. I mean, you are up for that challenge.
I mean, all the time when Noah is there, I'm like, come on, we can't do this over and over again. But at the end of the day, we have to get the job done. So once Noah is there, it becomes so much stressful because you know you have to put in your A games than when there's other rest of the pack, you know, okay, my B game, so that Noah cannot see what's going on. And then so that's how we go about it. But now we have to face off because we are now preparing for the World Championships where we're going to meet more often than just once and then disappear. So
yeah, I'm loving it, that is for sure. Absolutely. Talking about the challenges, we're here. It's a Diamond League final. How are you all feeling about the competition? I mean, I won't talk to you yet. I'm going to go straight to Julien because your major rival is sitting right there. Right? Well, Julien, yours are waiting for you back in the hotel, so you're all good in a sense. So how are you feeling about coming into this Diamond League final and what you could achieve?
You know, I'm excited. It's my first race, you know, since London 200. I think it's been 5 weeks since I last competed. So I'm pretty excited to see where I'm at and see what my coach and I have been working on and putting a race together in preparation for Tokyo.
Okay, go on. What are you expecting? I know you're going to go, well, victory, but you can put a time on it.
In the rain.
No time.
In the rain. No time.
Just execution. Just seeing like if what we've been working on in practice, if I'm putting it together in the race. That's all I'm thinking about now.
All right, that's a good one. I'm looking at you two boys now. I'm thinking, which one of you is going to go? Which one of you is going to go first? There's only one of these trophies for the 200 going to be given out. Okay. You yourself, you had a wild card to get here.
Yeah.
So you know.
Well, it was funny.
You're fortunate about getting that wild card then.
Well, it's funny that I was given the wild card only to find out that they were going to have to put me in regardless because too many people decided that they weren't going to run. So
right.
Wild card wasn't really needed at the end of the day.
Okay, so you snuck in anyway. Regardless, it wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And what's your thinking of the race itself? Because it's not going to be easy.
Shoot. I said I like challenges. Does anybody know what the fastest time running the rain is in the 200?
I'm going to try and think now. The brain's going.
I don't know, but 1950. I'm sorry?
In Lausanne? In Lausanne. Somebody would have run 1950.
Bol ran 1950 in the rain? 60, 50?
1960 in the rain.
Well, that sounds good because that's what me and my coach got in our heads.
Okay, all righty. Now you know the secret.
I mean, I can help him do it. So it's all done and dusted.
Okay, here's the plan. We're going to rabbit each other, and then whoever got in the last 50 can have it.
Yeah, I think that'll work. That'll work wonderfully well. Guys, it's time for you on the floor here. If you've got any questions for the, hands went up straight away here. Go on then.
I'm going to ask you, Noah and Letsile, the same question that I asked Jakob and Josh last year. What do you think is the best trait that each other has?
Your strengths.
Shoot. I would definitely say versatility. Letsile has a strong versatility in all his events. It's very, it's very impressive and it's very needed. I mean, when I was coming up, in the sprints myself, I was like, wow, there's not a lot of doublers out here. There's not a lot of people who can go from the 100 to the 4 or even the 100 to the 3. So it was, kind of weird because I felt that, watching through from 2007 to about 2015, there were a lot more doublers, and then they kind of drifted off, and now you could see a resurgence with Letsile being one of those people.
And Letsile, what strengths you see of Noah? What do you consider one of his best strengths, his assets?
I mean, I've seen him in London. His top end is something that's crazy, that's unmatched, and I haven't seen anybody get to that level. For you to catch him and pass, it takes a lot from somebody. So that's where he is.
Yep, nice honest answers. I like that. Yeah.
Thank you for the appreciation. We need this.
Yeah. Got another question here.
Hello, I'm Santtu from Finnish News Media. Julien, 2 questions to you. First of all, could you a little bit tell me what kind of injury it was? Was it a hamstring injury or what kind of? And then the second question to you, could you a little bit tell how has your life changed after the Olympic title?
Yeah, tell us your secrets, Julien.
Yeah, we all want to know.
To answer your first question, I am healthy. I said it earlier on, I am pretty healthy. It's really frustrating to be answering that constantly. How my life changed after the Olympics. I would say I'm recognized more. I think that also becoming tourism ambassador for my country, so not just representing them on the global stage, but being able to talk about, how beautiful we are and just, share my country with the world.
Absolute.
Okay, is it okay if I tell a quick story?
Go on.
I've been in Amsterdam for a while, and I went to Wagamama's, and the waiter recognized me. We had a good conversation. I said, "Oh, where are you from?" He said, "St. Lucia." I was like, "Oh, no kidding." He's like, "Oh, yeah, Julien is my girl." Got into a 15-minute conversation about Julien. Your people are very proud of you.
They are, and they've shown it so many times that they are.
100%. That's so right. So right. And well deserved as well. Never easy. Do you have another question from the floor, potentially? Yep, we'll take this one.
Hi, Matthias Dave from Leak. Question to Noah. You talked before about the rain. We remember last week in Lausanne it was crazy. What did you learn from that experience? And if it's rain tomorrow, do you think you get an advantage?
I don't think the rain specifically is a disadvantage or an advantage. I mean, of course, if you keep your mind straight, you'll be fine. The race that, I said it 100 times in my press conference or my interviews after the race. I had a bad start. I had a bad reaction. That's really what I chalk up the race to. I wouldn't say the rain was something that hindered it all that much. And that proves because, Oblique ran a great time in it. So you can obviously run fast times in the rain. Just getting your mindset prepared and saying, hey, this is what we all got to deal with. That's really what it's about.
Brilliant. And we've got one last one here before we break out.
Hey, Julien, my question's for you. Obviously, you're a different athlete than you were from last season. Aside from the Olympic champion, what can you attribute that to?
Oh, my God. I think I would say having a great team around me to pick me up when I'm down. I mean, having my family members who just treat me like a human being. But I would just say just trusting in God, having a great team around me who trust me and who can always, pick me up when I'm down. I would definitely say that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to thank Noah Lyles, Julien Alfred and course Letsile Tebogo for joining us. There are going to be the one-on-ones opportunities. These guys also have got to do a little bit of practice. So I'm going to organize it. So if you got anything booked in time, we're going to do it like a mix zone situation so that everybody can get as many questions in it as quickly as can so we can relieve these guys because they do have a final to prepare for tomorrow. So again, thank you very much for joining us. Do not disappear because we have to do the team picture as you know it, right? In that sense. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you. Well, hello. We're about to start our second press conference of the day. And I know there'll be people coming in, obviously, because they're still doing some Q&As out there with Noah, Letsile, and Julien. So forgive some of the journos if they rock up a little bit late. But Neeraj and, of course, Valarie are here with me. I'm so excited to sit there and speak to you. I was doing all field eventers yesterday, so to continue this flow will be absolutely fantastic. So Valarie, if I can start with you. April, 73 meters. I mean, what a way to start your year. Once you've built to that, I mean, where does your focus go from there on in? Because, yes, you have thrown lots of 70s as well since, but that was such a big start to your season.
It was so exciting to start the season that way. My personality is I'm absolutely a planner. And one of the things I think myself and my fiance Zeb do so well is we come up with an outline for the season. Mm-hmm. So Ramona, Oklahoma is known for having these magnificent conditions, and that was something that we were excited to attack. And for us, it's kind of a way to attack the history books. Women's discus, the world's record were set with so many impressive marks in the 1980s, and it was really motivating to be able to challenge that. So it was kind of its own goal, but it gave a lot of momentum for the rest of the season, and I think there's no denying that my North Star for this year is World Championships as well as the Diamond League final. So it's feeling pretty good that it's been on the horizon for so long and now it's finally here. I think this is when you get to see an athlete at its best, and I'm hoping to show that tomorrow.
Excellent. And same for you, Neeraj, in that sense. Very early season. Of course, you've won big titles before. Everybody was waiting for 90 meters. Is this going to be the day when you launch the javelin to the 90 meters? And you absolutely did that in Doha. I mean, for you, was that a big goal for the season to get that out the way? And now let's concentrate on victories.
Hello, everyone. So, yes, I was waiting so long for 90 meters. I'm very happy that this question is finally no more, because everyone asked me after 2018 when I threw 88 meters, they asked me when you will throw 90 meters. So it was always in my head, so now it's over. But I really want to throw more and more consistently over 90 meters. And yet it was early in the season, but I still try to find the good technique, because in training we are doing really good with my coach Jan Zelezny. But I really need to focus in competition, the same technique. So it will be good.
Now, both of you as events, forgive me as I say this now, but rely a little bit on wind, right? in that sense. So you've got to have the wind in your favor. I mean, if you're completely naive, people won't quite understand, well, what do you mean about the wind? How is it going to go? So, Valarie, I can kind of start with you, because Oklahoma itself, as you say, is notorious for having the correct wind for great discus throwing.
Yeah, no, it is definitely engineered to optimize, which I think is a thrower, that's kind of the mindsets that we tried to have, right? There's so many little nuances in technique that have to come together so fast. But I think a lot of it is perspective, and we talk a lot about different types of personal best. One is a wind personal best, and another one is a stadium personal best, a championship personal best. So I think being able to find those little indicators of how you challenge yourself and the standard of which you will view success is really important. So I like when it's just a neutral playing field, when you're in a stadium and it really is an equal playing field across the board. To see how things are going to stack up is really exciting, and really is what sport's about.
Yeah, and Neeraj, for you, it's not like pole vault, right? Because with the pole vaulters, they'll wait for the wind start because they can see. For you, you've got to try and hit the point so that the wind can just lift it and just make it a little bit more buoyant.
Yes, it's depend on thrower also, who know how to use the wind, because if there is tailwind, it's good for javelin throwers. If you throw really in good line, little bit up the point, and it's really help. But if somebody throw down, it's not gonna help. And also, the headwind is brutal for us, because we have to run very fast, and and also if somebody throw a little bit up, it looks really good. It's go like this, but suddenly come down, so it's very hard to, but it's up to thrower who know about everything, and he can throw really well, and also some girl can, because they have 600 gram, and it's really help, but it's really depend on the athlete who can use, because in Doha it's really helpful, but few athletes threw really well there, but other it's hard for them.
Yeah, but you and Christian threw phenomenally well there, obviously.
But again, like Larry, I really like to throw in every condition, because it's, for example, tomorrow will be rain and it's look like not good weather, but it's for everyone, and we need to stay tough mentally, because in this condition it's really tough, but I really like every weather, so it's okay.
And you do not know what the weather is going to be like in Tokyo. You've got to produce your best when it really matters. One of the things I notice about both of you and is the love for speed, right? You are so quick. You're brutally fast in this. It must be said. And your run-up is extremely fast. You've got to be able to control that speed, though, because youngsters will be looking at you and trying to mimic what you do to get the best performances themselves. I mean, for you, Valarie, from the back of the circle, when you start to pull and start to unwind, already I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be quick, right? This is there. So how do you control that speed? Because you're phenomenally fast.
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, my coach has said sometimes that our goal can be, the back is really just the setup of the throw. And a lot of times, if I'm not thinking correctly, I love to add out of the back. But if you do it in a way that's not advantageous, there's no chance the front is going to be correct and you're going to get that energy to go into the discus. So sometimes he'll say, like, the back of the throw should feel like 40 meters type energy, very slow,
Slowly,
controlled.
yeah.
And then you're trying to throw 100 meters at the front. You want all of that power at the end. But I think when you have adrenaline, you have nerves, you have tension, it's so easy to lose your rhythm, lose your timing, and your speed can go up, it can go down. So trying to figure out how to stay within yourself, whether that's you're sore, you're tired, you're excited, you're on fire, is really kind of the trick that takes time, takes a lot of years to be able to figure out, but I'm slowly being able to feel like I'm working my model based on how I feel.
So I'm smiling already because that means we haven't seen the best of you yet. Because I think you will say you're not perfect, right?
Oh, I'm so not perfect. I will tell you, I can own that to the moon. I think that maybe that's one of my superpowers, is I think there's so many things that I can continue to improve and work on, and I love that. I love trying to maximize my potential and just finding little ways to keep working at things.
Neeraj, for you absolutely, again, come steaming in from the runway. You sort of pull the javelin back, set yourself up beautifully, but people may think, oh, is he putting his anchors on? Has he lost all the impetus? He lost all the speed? But you absolutely know it's all about timing and that speed itself.
Yes, like in run-up, I feel I am really, really fast, but I don't think so that I am using speed right now. Also in Doha, the 90-meter throw was really good, but technically I don't want to say that was perfect. If I use like, if my left leg will be straight and if I use perfect block, that will be really good throw. And then I will be satisfied with my speed.
I'm loving that already, because when you say, I will be satisfied, I think then he was really saying, then I'll throw 92 meters. That's what I feel.
We don't know in javelin, like it can go maybe 4 or 5 meters also.
Oh, yeah, no. We say, no, it's not going now. What I'd like to bring up now is, of course, why we're all here. It's a Diamond League final. It's never going to be easy. It's going to be competitive. Circumstances can change throughout the round in that sense. I saw Sandra having dinner and lunch yesterday, or lunch and dinner yesterday. When you walk into the dining room and see your opponents like that, do you always sometimes think to yourself, okay, I'm ready for you? Or do you just go, oh, you just do what you need to do and I'll do what I need to do and I'll see you outside?
I've gone through waves of different things. I think sometimes, for a long time, Sandra was my rival. I would see her and I felt like I just felt this like fire inside of me of like, I cannot wait for us to battle. But now I think I've come to realize like the greatest perspective is competing against yourself, you know? And I think that that's really how I try to think, is have that approach of just taking it one meet at a time. I used to, for so long felt like every season was this huge mountain you were climbing. And at first it would feel kind of daunting, you know, of like, wow, I have to get from here to this incredibly high point. And at the end of the season, it would feel almost like I was exhausted, you know? And I think my approach now is that it's not just one mountain, but it's multiple peaks, you know, for years that you're going to climb. And it's made it easier to feel excited about competition. And the Diamond League final is spectacular. The crowd, the venues, the excitement, the potential achievement. Yeah, I mean, it is so motivating to want to be at your best for. And it will be definitely good battles tomorrow with the rain and potentially everything that will ensue. But I think it feels really good to see what you're capable of in those moments. So I'm very excited, and I'm so happy to be back in Zurich. It's been several years for me, and they put on such a great meeting that I feel like the environment will be awesome tomorrow.
Yeah, I think with the rain as well, potentially, that adds a little bit of an added challenge, isn't it? It's not just going to be about the competitors, it's like the timing, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, for you, the javelin itself is such, I wonder, a diverse amount of nations are in the top 10. I think I was going through the list, and I don't think I saw a repeat country in the top 10.
Now it's like really global.
Yeah.
Like before it was more like European, but now you can find thrower from everywhere, like from Kenya, like who knows, thrower came from Kenya, like everyone know Kenya about runners, but Yago did really well from South America, Asia, Europe. So from everywhere there's really, really good javelin throwers, and it's good for sport. It's good for athletics. Like if athlete came from every country, and it will be good for track and field. And I'm really happy that, and I was really happy when we did that event in India, and 15,000 people was there only for the javelin. So
wow.
In India also, the people follow the javelin, and lots of kids is throwing javelin now. So it's good for me. And as a javelin thrower, I'm very happy that javelin is very global now.
Did that add a little bit extra pressure on you then? Because now everybody is looking at you as a role model and as a champion.
In the beginning, it was like after Tokyo Olympics, I was very nervous how I'm going to manage this and how I'm going to manage my training and everything. But now, like if you have good team with you, you have good people together, and it's good, and I'm very happy with everything.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, for you, Valarie, from the starts of it all to where you are today, I mean, it's just been a beautiful rise, is the way I want to say it. You know, you've just come through, you've glided there. People had no genuine expectations with it. When we first bumped onto the scene, they were like, okay, let's see what's going to happen here. And you just embraced that whole journey. I mean, for you, when you know there's still much more to come, does that just generally make you smile, thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm going to keep showing you lot?
It does. Yeah, I love that. I'm definitely like a forward perspective person, and I feel like there's many more things that I would like to continue to attack and hopefully achieve. But it does, I think it's not always easy. You know, there's so much preparation and discipline and focus that has to go into putting up top performances. And I definitely, after Tokyo in 2021, wasn't prepared maybe for the pressure. So I think that's maybe one of the things I'm most proud now of, is kind of that mental fortitude to be excited for the challenge, whatever it is, and know that the preparation is sometimes the thing to be most proud of, you know, and you can't always control the result, but if you're invested and devoted and vulnerable to be committed to these big goals, it can make the outcome all the more special, which is one of our models, is journey over outcome, you know, being able to embrace the now, what's coming up, that excitement, that mystery, you know, and be excited about it, find a good perspective, I think makes it feel like whatever is going to happen is such a joy. So I hope that there's a lot more joy in my path, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Any questions from the floor? Oh, hands, see the straightaway hands right up for you. Yeah. Where's the mics here? We got one here on the way. Here we go. Yep, do you want to pass that then there?
If I may, for Neeraj, a quick double question.
Yep.
One is, what is the most important lesson you learned from Jan? And the other thing, you're seen as a very important athlete because the country you come from, which was not known from athletics, you can make an impact on a lot of people. Do you feel that impact already?
First of all, like, I learned how to stay calm in a pressure moment. Like when Jan competed, he threw like more than 50 times over 90 meters. Like he was really in another level. But I always follow him, like how he managed all the pressure and these distances. He was really consistent. So he always said, like I read somewhere, the technique is my biggest weapon. So I really try to understand what he want to say, what he tell me during training. I really want to follow these things because technically I'm not think like I'm in good level. So I'm trying to improve my technique. But he's really like not even good athlete or coach. He's really good man and he's always helping me. So I'm trying to learn so many things with him. And also about your next question.
Was about India, representing India and the pressure you were under, really, expectation, how you've changed athletics in India.
Yes, it's too much pressure and the people still, they are trying to, they know about javelin, but I always told them that please follow all the events because sometimes they are not happy when in Diamond League, when I throw and they didn't throw and they watch all the Diamond League event. So they are very sad. They feel like they always want only javelin competition or like, because they want to support me. But I told them that it's not only javelin, it's track and field and you have to watch every sport and you have to support all the sport. So, but I feel good because when I start javelin, there was nobody know about javelin. Whenever someone asks me, like, what do you do? I told them that I'm doing javelin. They don't know about what is the javelin. So I'm very happy that I came from a village, small village, and I'm here now. So I'm very happy, and there's so many things that I can improve, and I can do a little bit more. So I'm happy.
Give the mic here as well. Thank you very much.
Both of you in Tokyo in 2021 had one of the best experiences of your lives and one of the strangest because of all the restrictions. I'd like to hear from each of you. What are you looking forward to seeing, doing, finding out about Tokyo when you go back this time?
I personally am so excited to go back to Tokyo. I think that your first Olympics is such a formative experiences. It's something that becomes part of your identity, being able to be an Olympian, to represent your country. And I think Tokyo became ingrained in that for me, but I don't feel like I got to explore the city or understand the culture. So to get back and be there, it really is a full circle moment, and I'm so excited about that. I am so excited about the food post-competition. Let me tell you, the list I have of restaurants that I cannot wait to go to is wild.
Can I come?
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
you all is welcome. I'm very excited. Yes, the budget would go all to food tomorrow.
Yeah, because I eat well.
You do? Okay, good to know. But it's a place that I think so many of us just have such respect for how the country carries itself. My sponsor ASICS is headquartered there. For me, it's really special to be able to go and finally have a connection in such a deeper way. So it's going to be really special. And I also love that it's the final meet of the season. I think ending a season with that big moment is how it should be, you know? And I feel like our training, our preparation has been building to this. So to get to go back to a spot that has so much meaning is really going to be special.
Awesome. Neeraj, for you as well?
Yeah, for me also it was first Olympics and we both win, so it's very special moment, and I'm very excited to compete again in Tokyo, and I'm also excited to try some new food there, and also that time we were not outside of the Olympic village, and I know that Japanese people are very disciplined, and I really want to go in market, and I know I have some friends from Japan, So and some javelin throwers, and I will meet them and go with them. It will be good experience. I know only 2 words, konnichiwa and arigato. Maybe it's enough. It's enough for a small conversation. So I'm very excited. Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to ask 2 quick cheeky questions, one of each you before I send you on your way to do some more one-on-ones. For you first, Valarie. Okay, we already know you do rotation in the discus. Any chance we see you in the hammer?
Oh, no. No.
That's
No.
easy. No, it's not happening, even though I've thrown over 63 meters. That's another story. I'll take care of that. And for you, do you think your major rivals now, because they're so international from everywhere, who would you name as your major rival, you think, in the javelin?
Major rival right now. You know, it's like if we see last year and this year, it's really hard. But right now, maybe Julien is doing really well. He threw 91 meter, and also in Brussels, he threw 89 again. So he's doing really well, and he's a good friend of mine. So I feel really good always competing with him.
Neeraj Chopra, and of course, Valarie. Thank you very much, Valarie Allman, as well. Thanks very much. And now it's time for you to do some one-on-ones, but brilliant to catch up with you. But before you vanish, we've got to do the, you know it, right? Okay. Thanks, guys. absolutely. It must probably been it. Yeah. Welcome back again for number 3 of 4. We have Audrey with us, we have Ditaji, we have Cordell and Emmanuel. I'm very excited to have you sitting next to me. Don't feel bad if you're an 800-meter runner because I favor hurdlers. Don't do it, right? Don't ignore me in this sense. So, Ditaji, can I start with you first of all?
Of course.
I'm going to take a deep breath. Of course, you're Swiss. Everybody knows that here, right? I'm going to take a deep breath because you were in potentially one of the most competitive events out there on the whole women's schedule, the 100-meter hurdles. I mean, but you're very much part of that mix. So you must be proud for being part of it, but also slightly like, hang on, there's a lot of competition out there.
There is.
Yeah.
There is a lot of competition. I feel like every single Diamond League is stacked, every race is stacked. And I feel like you know exactly that if you're in that mix that you have to bring your best version of yourself to be in that mix, to deserve your place. And I feel like we all push each other. So yeah, it is stacked, but it's also very motivating and very, yeah, you cannot be slow in that field.
I'm going to be a little bit cheeky because I want to say to you as well, you know when you're on the actual start line itself and you know this talent is over, I mean, that must be surely the most intense part of the race because once you get going, you know you're in it. But like at the start, you need to be literally bang on.
Yes, you have to be. And I feel like it's an amazing feeling. I love that feeling also, to be at the start line and just know that it's going to be a fast race and you're going to give it your best, and it's the nerves are there, the crowd is loud and everything. I feel like this is the moments that I love. So it's a good feeling, even though it's very stressful. And I feel like, yeah, that's the best part about being a track athlete.
Okay, I'll let you take a little bit of a moment and I'll come down to that sense. I mean, we watched you in Lausanne in the 800 meters. Keely Hodgkins, we know, is the Olympic champion. Phenomenal talent in that sense. But all eyes were on you with your success. 1:57 in the rain. Everybody was thinking, oh, hang on, this is something really special here. And it didn't take long. You went to the Swiss Championships and produced your very, very best. How did that feel? Tell us a little bit about that race.
Yeah, it was really amazing. The last few days was really amazing with some great time. So yeah, during the race in Lausanne, I was really good. And even at the end, I had feel energy for the finish. So I know that in the Swiss Championships, I could do really some good things. And yeah, one more time I was, yes, really good during the final. So I just tried to do my best and give everything I had to run a really good time and also qualify for the World Championships. So it was, yes, a really good day for me.
I love it, with the fact that you kind of played that really under the second fastest time in the world. You ran there, a national record, under 23 record. I mean, you were just beaming with a smile, no doubt, with all that success.
Yes, it was, yeah, like one of the best day this year for me, I think. And yeah, it was also good because I was, yeah, alone in the race during this time. So I think with some other people, with the pace and a calm race, I can run even faster. So yeah, it's really motivating for me.
Yeah, you can smile. You can keep smiling because you've had a terrific season so far. And Cordell, I'm going to just bypass you 1 second because I'm on 800 meters, right? So I'm going to Emmanuel, but I'll come back to the hurdles. Don't you worry. I mean, 141, you're the only person who's run 141 this year. But it never guarantees you a victory because the fields are so strong. And if you get things technically wrong, you could be first or third in 800 meters.
Yeah, that's why I call 800 meters. It's so competitive race. So you need to be prepared for tactics, and you need to be focused for the last 200 meters. But for me, this one is so great for me. I managed to run fast last year. This year I managed to run under 142. So I think my my future is bright for 800 meters. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. I'm now going to come to Cordell. With the high hurdles, I watched that beautiful 12:87 performance that you did. I mean, it was literally effortless. And then you go to a wet Lausanne, and you go under 13 seconds yet again. You've really matured this season. You've really grown into it. You're one of the people everybody's generally focusing on to potentially bring home a gold medal in Tokyo. How does that feel? How does that pressure feel to you? Because it's never easy in high hurdles either.
Nah, not at all. But I think that coming into this year, I kind of brought myself with a different type of confidence just to carry myself a different way, and I think it's shown both on and off the track. In order to go compete with, the best athletes in the world, you got to treat yourself like you're one of them. So that's just kind of been my mindset the whole year. And, it's been working, so why change it?
Yeah, definitely. Do not change that women formula. I mean, with the fact that it's so busy in 110 hurdles at this moment, and so many people have missed out who are great champions and potential medalists. I mean, to be in the US team for you already must fill you with confidence in potentially a stepping stone. I don't want to say directly onto the rostrum, because nothing is that given. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's... especially for us hurdlers. I know for a lot of other events it's the same way, but going into U.S. trials this year, especially after you run fast so early, that was the question. A lot of people were like, oh, well, how's it going to be going to Tokyo? And I was like, I don't have the luxury of knowing that I made that team. I can run 12.8 in May and miss the team in, we have it in July or August. I can miss the team then. So the goal was to make it to the U.S. champs and make the team, and then things kind of calm down from there. So it's a little nerve-wracking, but, I think that it just shows how tough the U.S. really is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to come back to the Swiss side now, if you don't mind, in that sense. Ditaji, and I was speaking to Angelica Moses yesterday, and she was saying that the fact that she's on a home crowd is a little bit of a bonus for her, she feels. It was 10 minutes from where she went to school, so she's expecting, a lot of support. For you both, I guess, I mean, does that give you added pressure that you're home in a big Diamond League final, or do you feel, no, it's not going to faze me at all?
I feel like it is always special to have Diamond Leagues at home, and it's always special if it's like also a final. So for me, I feel like it's not necessarily a pressure, but it is a pressure, but a good kind of pressure. You want to perform well in front of your home crowd. You want to perform well in Switzerland. So I think that is something that gives me kind of an extra bonus of, okay, I want to run fast, and I want to run fast tomorrow. So yeah, I feel like it's a great feeling, and I've always loved running in front of the home crowd.
How do you feel? It's a Diamond League final. There will be a lot of expectation on your young shoulders already. And you're in the main stadium. Deep breath. Ready for the challenge?
Yeah, I think I'm really ready for the challenge. And I'm really happy to be able to run the final here in Switzerland. Also with a lot of people I know in the public. So it's even more special for me. And yeah, it's a big opportunity. And really happy to have my place in the final.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of eyes cheering and a lot of people focus on you. Emmanuel, for you, of course, coming here, the 800 meters is going to be pretty special because it's going to be very competitive. You want to win this, obviously, to set yourself up to go into the World Championships again as a favorite. Do you generally feel that pressure? Because there is a lot of focus on you for many reasons, not just the fact of the victory. People are looking at you potentially of being the world record holder too one day soon.
According to me, now 800 meters is so competitive, so I don't want to say something for tomorrow, but I wish you, my competitor, good luck for tomorrow, because I know anyone can win. Yeah. This 800 meters for tomorrow, because anyone you came here prepared. I think someone tomorrow. I came here to win, not only me. Someone I came prepared to win this race. So I wish my competitors all the best. All of you can compete with me, but even me, I'm here to win. So expect fireworks tomorrow.
So when you're on that start line, you say you're wishing everybody the best, which everybody, because you always want athletes to be safe, right? You always want people to go out there and achieve their best performance. But when you're on that start line and you know somebody potentially is going to be cutting you up at the first corner because they want to get into the position and upset your rhythm and your timing, doesn't that at all create a little bit of frustration with you when they challenge you in a way that you really don't want them to?
I think it depends with your body. If you respond well for a race, you can win. If you not respond well, maybe you can win another day. There is another day to win.
Yeah. Any questions from the floor for our panel here? Oh, yeah, hands went up. Okay. We get some. Go on. We'll take them here from Finland first. There you go.
Emmanuel, are your siblings involved in your sports career in any way?
Can I repeat your question again?
Any siblings, so family members?
Family members? My family members?
Yes.
It's only me. I have my siblings for 11, 6 my sister, then 5 my brothers, but it's only me I came to run. It's only me.
You got it? You got the answer? Yeah.
Getting me?
Yeah, you got the answer. Yep, at the back there, sorry.
Quick question for Wanyonyi first. When are you going to try to run a fast 1500?
Maybe the next 3 years, not now. This is my future event. For the next 3 years, I can run very fast, 1500 meters.
Okay, we can wait. For Cordell, you have a kind of special type of career. You decided to leave the sport for a couple of years, and then you came back. Can you take us through that process and what happened?
We could be here all day talking about that, but the short version is, out of high school, I went to college to play football. I turned that dream down. There was things that just didn't align with me, so I gave that up. Then moved on to continue to run track, and then COVID happened, shut everything down, and I just kind of lost my motivation for the sport in its entirety. I had left, and then my roommate, who was at that university before COVID, he reached out to me at the end of 2022 in December and said, "Hey, I'm going to this school." I told the coach the only way he's getting me is if he's getting you. And I told him, "Yeah, I'll be there," thinking he was joking because we had gone through this before. But then I got a call from the coach saying, "Hey, we're waiting on you." So I went in, quit my job. The next day I booked a flight, packed up my apartment, flew down to Kansas, and then 2023 was a wild ride, and now we're here.
That was the short version. Yeah, I love that, yeah.
Question for Cordell. Recently, Japan's Muratake ran 12.92. What impression do you have of him?
I mean, it's the same impression we all got to have of anybody running fast. Somebody's going to run fast regardless. It's about showing up on those days and competing to the best of our ability. We know how competitive the hurdles are on both sides. It's about showing up on those days because, people haven't been scared that I ran 12.8 way back. They show up to races to win. So that's the mindset you got to continue to have.
Thank you.
Any other questions there from the floor? I've got one for you all. Okay. I asked yesterday Simon and Tentoglu about distances. What would they prefer? All right. So I said to them, would they prefer to win with a very, very average performance, or to be second with an incredible performance? So I'm going to throw this out for you guys here now. Would you rather win the 800 meters with 2 minutes 1, or be happy with second place with 1:53?
I think I will be happy with the second place in 1:53.
Okay.
Because it's a really good performance, and I try to be the best. So I think it's second place is okay with a great time. It's really good.
Okay, I like that one. Ditaji, for you, here you go. I'm going to give it to you. Right, you're either going to win with 13:06 Or would you rather be second with 12:08?
Okay, I was about to say I'm gonna take the win, but that time is crazy. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like it's about I don't know. Every race, it's about like who's the best on that day. So I feel like I'm gonna take the win, and then hopefully do the fast time another day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where you're at. Okay, you'll take the victory. Now, Cordell, I'm thinking of your times now. I'm thinking, okay, you're going to take the win with 13:32 or run 12:76 for second.
I'm very competitive, so I would rather win than run 13:32 than to lose and have someone ahead of you run faster than the world record, just because at the end of that race I would still be like, yeah, people will say, oh, well, you beat the old world record, but I don't have it, so like doesn't mean anything yet. So I would rather take the win.
You're taking the win. And then, okay, Emmanuel, for you, here we go. We're going to say, would you take the win in 1:45 or would you rather be second place in 1:39.98?
According to me, I prefer to win.
Yeah,
only win.
Yeah,
only
victory,
win.
The victory and the goal and the medals, yeah, they're strong.
Yeah, only win because winning is a title for me.
Yeah.
She called me maybe Olympic champion, world champion. If I manage to run at maybe 150, it's okay, but I need to win.
Okay. I think we all got winners here. Guys, it was a real pleasure. We're going to have to do some one-to-one shortly. It was wonderful that you could join me, Emmanuel, Cordell, Ditaji, and Audrey. Congratulations for all you've done so far this year, and we're wishing you the best for tomorrow and, of course, World Championships. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and this is our final press conference of the day. I'm pretty excited about this because, again, I've got hurdlers around me, and I've got Yared, who's the king of Rubik's Cube.
King is a strong word, but
I mean, Karsten looked at me there straight away and went like, "What are you talking about, Colin? Have you not seen it?"
I have not seen, no.
Okay, yeah.
You can solve one,
explain it. Go on.
They just made a funny reel at like Brussels where they just gave athletes a Rubik's Cube like right after the race, and everyone's like, what am I supposed to do with this? And then I was like, oh, awesome. And then I just solved it.
Actually, very impressive.
I've
tried a lot of times. I can get one side right, but I'm struggling with the other.
The
other
whole
sides.
thing, just like chatting away and just literally went, well, there you go. While everybody else was horrified and mortified. So if there's one title you've taken, it's definitely that one.
It's a nice flex. Yeah, for sure.
It's a pretty good
something you just kind of learn once, and then afterwards it's like you don't really forget it. So, yeah.
Oh, Femke, and for you, this is the first time we are doing a press conference together. I mean, you could tell people what you said. You said, should I be scared? No. I think we'll be all good. So if we start, I'd like to start with you, Yared. I mean, an impressive early season, of course. Indoors, world record for the mile. Everybody was literally rubbing their hands together, thinking to themselves, this boy's on for a great season in that sense. And for you, surely it was going that way.
No, yeah, it really was. I feel like, the beginning of the year was just indoor, then Grand Slam, and then kind of transitioning to the middle of summer. I felt, just very strong with the races that I had put together and just what I was doing with my training. So, no, yeah, it definitely started off pretty well.
We're here, this Diamond League final, and of course, for you, it's pretty important, a victory. It could make a difference to where your season finishes.
No, yeah, it's, since I did not get in the top 3 at USA's, for me, it's, kind of nice to have a second chance to come back here to Zurich. And, I mean, instead of top 3, now you got to win. But especially with the level of caliber at this competition. But I feel like, I kind of know what I have to do. And, I'm going to make sure that I can do everything to make that happen.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be wishing you a lot of luck there, of course, and that it goes very smooth indeed. I mean, Femke, for you, your season, I described to Noah, he had a balanced season in that sense. I feel that's exactly the same for you. You did what you needed to do indoors, you came out and did what you did on the flat as well as over the hurdles, and you're in a very good place. World leader, sub 52 seconds, Diamond League final, favourite, going into the World Championships, again, a favourite. Does that add a little bit of pressure, or can you be a little bit complacent, do you think?
Well, I mean, of course it adds pressure, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing if you can handle it and if I can put it in the right place in my mind. So I think it also helps me to be sharp and be ready.
And will you do both relays again, as you did previously?
We will see. I will have to talk with the coach when it's getting close, because it's always a last-minute decision. So far, it's always been a yes, and we'll see on day one.
Do you ever negotiate with him and go, listen, I need more medals, right? Or do you really make the real final decision for you? He goes, no, just stick it to the hurdles, right?
Yeah, he knows me best, so
yeah,
it will be fine.
That's fair enough. I mean, for you, Karsten, as well, let's start off in Bislett, right? You always love starting at home. Bislett, 300-meter hurdles, crazy performance, right? I mean, absolutely crazy. For you, you must have been very excited about that.
Yeah, for sure. I think bringing in the 3-meter hurdles was like a fun way to do it, and also to start like the first half of the season, because this year was going to be a very long season. So it was very fun to win at home. It was very important to me as well, because I lost there the year before, so I really wanted a win, and I got it. So it was a fun race. I think it was something different.
Fun. I took my breath away when I saw the winning time. I mean, Femke, you can really appreciate how quick that he was.
Even you would have struggled back in the days with that, huh? Yeah.
Mate, I was so impressed. I was so impressed. And then, a couple of days later, after the elation of that, I kind of thought I need to just bring it back down a little bit. You went to Stockholm, and people were like, what's happened to Karsten?
I can't remember going to Stockholm, actually.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I don't know if I was there.
Yeah, it wasn't you. That was for sure. I mean, what was that?
It was my twin brother.
Yeah, it must have been in that sense. But I mean, going again, we spoke with the 100-meter boys about this as well, and like, there's no fear factor anymore. People go out and take on the races. They'll go head-to-heads. They'll take on the challenges of people. In Stockholm, you took on the 2 best in the world apart from yourself. I mean, you did it.
I would say still in the game there's a lot of fear factor. A lot of athletes are pulling out every now and then. But to me, it's more like, of course, after that win in Bislett, it's like you want to just surf that wave. But been in this game for many years and become a greedy bastard. So I always think that I can win. That's as simple as it is. You know, if I see someone run 45 and a half in hurdles, I would still think that I could beat them, and that's my toxic trait maybe. But that's also why I always keep showing up, because I always think I can win. There's no doubt in my mind. I remember we went to Eugene in 2022. I had half a hamstring, and we still were talking about winning. It didn't go that way. We got 7th, but still, it's like you need to think a little bit of unrealistic thoughts and believe in them if you want to achieve something in this game. And I think people should not be afraid of going head to head.
Yared, for you, I mean, that is clear. I mean, your event is always loaded again. There's no hiding place. You know, once you're been a champion, once you've been a medalist, you're wearing a target for everybody else to attack. And you must feel that as well.
No, yeah, 100%. I think the 1500's just been so deep, I think, these last couple of years. And I feel, you know, everyone just really feels like, oh, they can get into that medaling position and like really be there if they're in the final. And honestly, it's true. I feel like a lot of the runners that we see at this level are like capable of medaling on the right day. And it just kind of comes down to, you know, what kind of race, how their training's been and how it pans out. But yeah, and they're just getting like younger and younger too. So it's just crazy.
I was going to say, in the hurdles, people really don't just appear from nowhere. You know, you actually see them come in and build through. In the 1500 meters, literally, you will not know who's this person that's just rocked up and they've run 3:28. I mean, again, that must be so frustrating when you're one of the world's best.
I don't know if it's frustrating. Honestly, I think I'm kind of here for it. I think, you know, you can never get too complacent in the 1500. It's always going to be a challenge. It's always going to be hard. And I think, you know, that's really how I want to race, is against the best guys who are always just popping out of nowhere if they are. And, you know, just seeing what I can do against them.
And you do all right majority of the time, yeah. You can hold your head up in this sense. I mean, Femke, for you, when we've seen the big improvements, of course, you went under 51 seconds as well last year in that sense. You changed your stride pattern, you got better cadence, you've been able to use your speed more between there. I mean, how much more progression can we see of that? Will we see more times for you going under 51?
Well, I would love to see it. I mean, it's what you strive for, to become a better athlete on the track and to see this back in the times. Of course, I have like now I think 6 or 7 below 52, which I'm really happy about, and I'm really consistent this year. But it's really, for hurdles, you need everything to be perfect, or I need everything to be perfect to be able to do this. I think Tokyo will be a great tech. I will try to execute my race as good as possible, but you will only see over the line where it ends up.
Whereabouts in the race do you feel the most comfortable? Is it right at the beginning when you've already set yourself up, or is it coming off hurdle 8 as you're coming into the home straight? Where do you feel at your very strongest?
Yeah, if I balance out my race well, the first part, I always feel the best around hurdle 8. Then to 9, 10, I feel really comfortable. I like the lactic. I know it's my strong point. It's just where you normally also can race the others. So it's really the part where I feel comfortable. If I go out too fast, not anymore. But if you balance it well out, that's where I like it the most.
And I'm going to flip that straight over to you.
No.
I heard going out very fast. And then lactic. Why did you come in my head? I don't know.
I think back to the unrealistic part. I think that's where we tend to think the way that we want to see. You know, you don't open too fast, you just finish too slow, and that's been like the mantra of ever since we started. I remember in the beginning we started going off super hard, died a lot in the end. And we lost a couple of races doing that in 2018, and a lot of people were asking questions about, you know, the strategy. But I think also we worked it in the right direction, so that every time when I actually open fast and can close the race, it's really good. But of course, it takes a lot of preparation, and it takes a really good body. But no, to me, it's probably been the last 2 hurdles where I've struggled the most. I feel very strong the first 5 hurdles. That's probably where it's really good. But we also build a very big capacity on the speed for the first 5 hurdles. I think I can run them really fast. So if I can slow it a little bit down, I still think I can open quite fast in the first 5, 6, 7 hurdles and finish up like I did in Poland, for example, which was a more moderate race in that way.
Yeah, I didn't know what happened in Poland. It's fine. You know, like you can't remember Stockholm, I don't remember Poland as well in that sense. I mean, your second fastest, I think it's your second fastest time, right? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was the second fastest.
It's the fastest race from anyone outside Tokyo.
Yeah, in that sense. Was that expected? I mean, I was with you a couple of weeks before, obviously, in Oslo.
It didn't look like it, no?
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything in that sense. But put it this way, I jumped up and down with glee. So
Thank you, Colin.
Yeah.
No, I think we kind of saw it coming from where, you know, the training had been going really well. But still, I think there's been a lot of training sessions after Tokyo Olympics where I've performed better than I did. But still, you know, it's not pure mathematics when you're running. You can't just say, okay, these are the training times, and then in competition you will do exactly that. Then you're probably running too safe. But, you know, also in Poland it was good conditions. I had a good shape, and I also hit the sweet spot on you know, my opening pace, and I could close the race very good. So I didn't expect it to come there, but I knew I was in that territory.
Yeah. And we'll take it. Yeah, I do.
Me too, for sure. Did you update your app, putting in my result?
Yes, I have.
Okay, thank you very much.
My pleasure, always there. I mean, Yared, for you in this sense, what I find really, I want to use the word frustrating, because you can be your very, very best and people just get in the way, you know, of your best performance. You've got to seek your way and find your way to produce your very best if you don't strike things early enough. I mean, for you as the athlete that's running, I mean, things happen so quickly. I mean, how do you kind of try and do your very best to eliminate that so you can produce you?
Yeah, I think in the 1500 especially, it's like there's going to be tactics in almost any kind of race, whether it's fast or slow. I think you minimize it a lot when like you're having a fast race and you're just like behind some pacers. So like what I did at pre was like very just like racing as fast as I could. So there's not really too much to think about there. But I think, you know, when you really want to make sure that you can win a race, it's either like, you know, you got to really either hammer that out and then not die at the end like I did at pre, or you just have to kind of like be a little smart about, you know, what's happening around you. And, you know, at a certain point, it's more just like intuition. I think just I've been racing for several years at this point, and I think, you know, I kind of know when I'm feeling good enough to make a move or how I'm going to respond to a certain move, and it's just kind of, you know, you take every situation like as it comes and then try to learn from it afterwards. But yeah, it's just the 1500, you know, that's what I love about it.
It's just the 1500 meters. I mean, Femke, you mentioned about lactic acid, right? I mean, when you try to find your way through and you've got lactic, I mean, that's got to be worse than lactic and jumping things, surely. Guys. Come on, give appreciation.
I mean, I don't want to compare because 400 is hard enough, and then like you're doing the hurdles, and that's just but I feel like, you know, that last 300 especially, I think that's kind of where it all boils down to. Yeah. And it's just like everything hurts, but like you're trying to be smart and like watching that to your right, you're just like, okay, is anyone passing me? Like, no, like, and if someone is, I got to respond to that, and just, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on, but a lot of the times it's not, you know, like I said, as thinking, you're just more just kind of
doing.
Acting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for you, Femke, I mean, when people are there, because obviously lanes where people are positioned, you've still got to keep your mind, because people may go out a little bit quick, you're not sure what shape they're in, they could be in awesome shape, but you've got to still keep the discipline of your race. How do you manage that time after time?
Yeah, I think for me that's easier on a hurdles than a flat, for example, because I once looked too much around and I hit hurdles. It's, you know, you have your hurdles in the way and that's the most important. And I think at one point you know how to pace your hurdles and I know what's my right pace. And I think unconsciously it can help when people are going fast or, well, when they're going a bit slower, maybe it helps when you overtake them also. So it's pretty much my own race. And then at hurdle 8, I get to race. And that's how I really like it. But in the end, with hurdles, you first have to get over your own 10 hurdles before you race too much others yet, because you all have different stride patterns, different way of running. And if you go with other people, you may do an extra step or things like this. So that's really what I love about the hurdles. It's your own race for a long time.
Would you take the risk? You know, sometimes when you warm up and things feel really spot on, would you ever take the risk of going, do you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'm throwing everything out the window. I'm just going to do and just see what happens. Have you ever thought about taking that risk? Because you have the capabilities, because you're a long way ahead of people at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I ran my PB in La Chaux-de-Fonds, we went there and my coaches said, just go, because the whole season I was a lot in my mind. I was scared I was going to die on the last part, which would be my strong part. A lot of doubts were in my head. And I think there he told me, go and see where you end up. And it ended up pretty great. I must say in the Olympic final, it was a bit the same. It ended up the other way around. So there's, you know, Karsten is really strong with the speed. It's my weaker part, so it's why I think everyone needs to balance their race, how it works for them. But it's nice to go and feel like you're flying over the hurdles. But yeah, for me, the first few are always a bit of struggle, so I really need to keep my head in the game.
Keep your head in the game. Questions from the floor? I mean, hands are going up straight away. Okay, we'll go on with the mics there. Here we go.
Question to Femke on your... Do you ever watch the YouTubes of your 2 great relay comebacks of Budapest and Paris, and they shouting, Femke is running down Jamaica? Do you watch them?
No, I sometimes see them passing on Instagram, but no.
You sound disappointed with that.
I'm greedy like Karsten, with double questions. So I have one for him and one for Femke. So Karsten, since we saw you in London in 2017, being such a shocker, winning the World Championship, and up to now, how have you evolved as an athlete and as a person, psychologically and technically?
It's a great question. I think, first of all, I'm 8 years older, and I feel that every morning when I wake up. That's probably the biggest difference. But I think also I learned a lot more about being, you know, disciplined. I was very young back then. I was living with my 3 friends, which I grew up with, and you know, we had a lot of fun. I was living a different life, and I understood quickly that to be in this game and to be on top, you have to first of all surround yourself with great people, which I've always done. I've always been with the same coach with life, and we've built, you know, a great relationship with a lot of consistency in the training. So building over the years also is a big strength, but also, you know, how I live my life. I feel like now I live my life as an athlete. I know what I have to do to be in the position where I want to be, and that is probably all just knowledge you can get from experience. So I feel like I'm much more experienced, and I feel much more confident in the way I handle my everyday life. So, but I miss those days for sure.
They'll come back. Don't worry. They'll come back.
I hope not.
When you're my age, it's all right.
Thank you so much. And Femke, what's your feeling about your stride change this season? Do you feel solid about it? Do you feel your best times are yet to come? How are you processing the changes?
Yeah, I'm really happy with that change. It was not a huge one compared to going from 50 to 14, but I think it was more in the details now, and I actually never felt as good to hurdle 1 as I did before. So I think it's working well. I feel strong over the last barriers. So yeah, I'm feeling confident in it. I think I'm really consistent so far this season. So I'm hoping to drop, of course, at one point. But no, I'm happy. I think I know how to race it now. It's going automatically, so it's good.
Do you want to take the mic? We have a mic at the front here. Thank you.
So question for Karsten. What was really impressive in Poland was not just the time, but the fact that you ran 46:28 coming off a big block of almost 2 months training. So that must give a lot of confidence.
For sure, training works, and I think the only thing that was a bit surprisingly to myself as well, that surprised me was that I could run this fast coming straight out of training. We had the last really hard training session just a little week before that race, so hopefully the shape can continue to build. But yeah, it was a good one. So thank you.
You have a question there?
Question for Karsten. It's nice to see you again.
Hello, Kato. How are you?
Good.
He visited us in Oslo.
All
thank you for
right,
introducing
okay.
me.
All right.
So as you said, you ran second best time in third year. So many people expect you to run 45 seconds again in Tokyo. So don't you feel any pressure about it?
Wow. Yeah, I think, of course, a lot of the people coming to Tokyo hope for a great race again, and for sure, I think it will be a great race in Tokyo. It will be all the same guys lining up there. Everybody wants to win. None of them are here, like Allison and Rai, so I guess they're home preparing. They also saw the Poland race, maybe. So I guess it will be a fierce match, and I really look forward. For the world record, it's weird, now I'm getting closer. So I remember when I got close to Kevin Young's world record, I was pushing for 2 years, and what happened was that I was almost like pushing myself away from the world record, because you're trying to do something different, you're trying to do something more, and it usually is not working. I don't know, but I think a lot of us will race for the gold medal, and if that's going to take a really good time, I think we will get close, and I would love to break that world record again, but it's not going to be easy, I can assure you that. So first of all, order me some good weather and some nice conditions, and we'll see.
You don't want much then?
What?
You don't want much. Good weather, good conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, you take care of the rest. Do you have another question there?
Question for Yared. What kind of race you want tomorrow? What will give you the best possibility to win? Because you're known as a front runner, but you won a tactical race in Poland. So what are you thinking?
I think, honestly, like a fast race would probably be my preferred. I think the pace is going to be fast. I think I just saw it today, and I feel, in those really fast races, especially if like the conditions aren't great tomorrow, which doesn't look like they will be, I think it becomes a really, strong battle of like will and who wants it the most. And I think in that kind of race, like, with what I have on the line, then that's the kind of race I'll perform the best in.
And we have one more question from the floor there. There's a mic up there. It's on its way. Here we go. Oh, you never got two mics there. Yeah.
Yared, if you don't, my question is, if you don't win this race tomorrow, it'll be the end of your season. How does that make you feel?
Damn.
That was the last question. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. That would be a tough feeling, I think. A tough pill to swallow for sure. But I don't think, I would let one thing really dictate how my season has been. I think I still had a good 2025 if I don't get to make it to Tokyo. And, I think it's about remembering the good things that happened this year too, and not just focusing on like, oh, I didn't make it to Tokyo, if that's what happens. So, yeah.
Yeah. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Femke, Yared, and Karsten. It's been wonderful having a bit of time talking with you. I'm not that bad, am I? No, I'm okay, right? Okay. You don't have to be fearful of me. Yeah, you survived in that sense. Thank you guys for joining us. We've had a thoroughly enjoyable press conferences. And don't forget, there's a lot happening down in the city centre, and we've got great athletics happening tomorrow. It's the final for a good reason. If you've had one-to-ones already booked with some of these athletes, you know where to head out towards the track that way. And once again, thank you And thank you.
Thank you, Colin.
Take care. Thank you.